Hi everyone. So when I received this assignment to give a speech in regards to an individual, I really wanted to choose an individual who had experienced life, who had been through ultimately some of the same things that I had been through. So the person I chose was Emmett Perry Jr. Emmett was born on September the 14th of 1969 in New Orleans, Louisiana, where he was raised by his mother Maxine and his father Emmett Sr. Emmett Jr. lived there with his parents, and they lived in poverty. Not only did they live in poverty, but Emmett Jr. received a lot of abuse from his father. And I feel like that's where Emmett and I definitely relate. I didn't have an abusive father, but I did experience an abusive relationship. But what Emmett did with his abuse is what made me give my speech on him. So through Emmett's younger years, he kept a daily journal with the different things that he experienced and the thoughts that he had and the thoughts that those experiences gave to him. Once Emmett reached the age of 16, he decided that he no longer wanted to be associated with his dad. And one of those things was the name. So Emmett decided that he was going to change his name, and his name he changed to was Tyler Perry. That's right. You heard me correctly. So the famous Tyler Perry that many of us know. Most of us know him because he's an actor, he's a director, he's a playwright, he's a producer. He even wrote 2 New York Times bestsellers. He's even wrote a few songs. So I told you about those journals that Emmett kept. Those didn't go to waste. Those weren't just for his keepsake. So Emmett used those to write his first play. And if you look back at Emmett's first play, Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry's first play, you will learn that is much of what his life was and what he was experiencing. When I asked my coworker in the interview whether or not she knew what Tyler had experienced, she had no idea. She had no idea where his life had originated. She just knew him because of his movies. She didn't know what landed him in his fame. She was aware that majority of his characters that he played in his movies, in his plays and books were that of comedians. And it's true. He showed that in his first film. So his first film is what really made him a celebrity. That was Diary of the Mad Black Woman, which was published in 2005. And to think that was almost 20 years ago. So Tyler turned his experience as a violent-filled childhood into a comedy. He used some of, let's face it, his famous films like Medea. His character as Medea occasionally appeared as a abusive individual to her spouse, to her other family members, but he used it as comedy to show us that just because what you go through in your childhood or at any point in your life, whether it's violent, abuse from a parent, from another individual, any of those things, you always have the ability to push forward and make something of yourself. You have the ability to be those things, to be an actor, to be famous. By the year of 2009, Tyler Perry was the 6th highest paid man in Hollywood. And that was all because of what he had been through. And I firmly believe that if we make choices like Tyler Perry did and allow our experiences in life, in the tough times, push us to be a better us, there could be so many more Tyler Perrys out there. Thanks for listening.